So far, it was largely the philosophers who studied human consciousness, but a serious effort to understand consciousness and walk the path towards ultimate reality was made at the MIT World Peace University in the form of the world's first conference on consciousness, the ultimate reality. Many eminent personalities, speakers, thinkers, and philosophers from all over the world share their thoughts on this subject during this conference. Journey into Mind, Consciousness, and DNA and Origin of Thoughts was the subject of discussion by Speech 10. The topic of renowned motivational speaker Dr. Ramakrishna G. Bhatt was, "Is consciousness with us or are we within it? A chemical dance or a trance?"
Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. For us, chaos is perfectly okay because it's part of the Prakriti. And the Prakriti is natural. If my hairs are tossed here and there, that's a Prakriti. If I comb it, that is a Samskriti. If the grass is growing, just like that, tree, forest, that is a Prakriti. If you make a garden, like what Professor Kharad sir has made it here, that is a Samskriti. Hence, Prakriti is perfectly chaotic for us in the Indian perspective, perfectly okay with it. And then this modern science started off from the Greeks' philosophy, but they started struggling. How do we prove that matter exists? They felt, okay, it has to be somewhere material. It's a byproduct of the mind or the brain. Hence, because of the byproducts, materials are produced in the brain, and that we are catching hold of. So, this is something interesting. So, epiphenomenon, that is what it is. And then various attempts have been done, a lot of work has been done. I will not get into the detail because time is ticking, because it's not enough to talk about such a huge consciousness. But then acetylcholine, neurotransmitters, brain, I think Dr. Deepak Ranade is here, the brain which has so many neurons, we can go up to 100 billion neurons, different parts of the brains have different actions, neuro network is there, so many molecules are released. Where are we looking for? And you can see that different mood has different molecules. Is it because molecules are released, hence that's the reason you feel it? There is a molecule called Anandamide. My friend Anand is here. If you eat ice cream, Anandamide is released. Is it because ice cream is releasing the molecule? Or after you feel happy, the molecules are released? Nobody knows about it still today. Hence, the modern science still cannot define exactly what is this Shuddha Chaitanya, Maha Chaitanya, higher consciousness, ultimate reality is all about. Hence, we need to merge. And if you go quickly, the Dr. Melvin Goodale, the great scientist, back in 1990s was looking at the patients had a brain injuries or a visual agnosia. They were totally in a vegetative state. They can't respond. But they had a sleep and they woke up, but they could not see anybody, anything, what's happening. But they had some kind of unconscious brain or something is there. And he started turning towards philosophy. The ancient philosopher of the West and the Orient and the doctors or the scientists started merging, and melding of the science starts. And here comes a twist. Philosophers and the scientists are melding together. And here comes the higher consciousness. You cannot deny that only science can't do it. We need the philosophers and the philosophy. Especially, I feel proud to have Oriental philosophy or the ancient Indian philosophy, including the Taoism and everything. You can see here almost everywhere. I felt that the Bible, that Jesus says that consider every neighbor as your brother. But Vedas says, whatever I've studied, Sarvatma Ahamatma. Everybody is my Atma. You can see everything is here. That comes from here. Sarvatma Bhava. Everyone is one. That is ultimate consciousness. So now what happens? You can see in the brain. You can see in the brain here, the person who is in the vegetative state, totally unaware of everything. He can only open eyes. He doesn't respond. But when they talked about playing tennis or a happy moment, same amount of chemicals released in the certain part of the brain for the normal person. That means who is releasing these molecules? Because as for the modern science, he is unaware. He is unconsciousness. Where is the consciousness? And that we talk about. Melding of the philosophy science, I told. I think Professor Vishwanath Kharad sir talked about many people, and I know that he has installed some idols. I will not say murtis, because there doesn't have prana pratishtha there. David Hume and Hegel and Immanuel Kant and everybody. And the famous, I don't want to dwell into that, Schrodinger, Einstein, Penrose we talked about, Wheeler we talked about, it from the bit. Everywhere the biggest things change because we said atom is indivisible. It cannot be broken. But that proved wrong. We have subatoms, we have quarks, leptons, go on further. If the Western philosophy is correct, everything is made up of matter and energy. When we keep breaking, where do I find a matter and where do I find energy? Where did they go? So we need to ponder on this, isn't it? So Western philosophy is a knowledge which is the existence of human life when you see it, whereas Eastern philosophy fully denies human self. Everything is human consciousness, is the ultimate consciousness. We believe that Eastern philosophies believe it is not just intellectual information, the consciousness. It is a total transformation for all of us. And that is the ultimate reality for all of us. We don't believe in the intellectual information. We believe that complete transformation. So, if that is the case, why we turn towards philosophy? Yes, we can't answer neuroscience, brain science, we talk about any science. We can't pinpoint and say, oh, this is the ultimate consciousness. We still are worried what to say. Second thing, the lack of philosophical and research material to prove that, okay, who is the true self in the brain? Atom is indivisible, I said. Further what? Where exactly? Mental telepathy. Reincarnation, the West says, but we have been saying Punarjanma exists, and we have proofs for that. I mean, at least experiments. And we have talked about other things like out-of-the-body experiences. This makes us to believe there is something different, something ultra or heavy or Maha Chaitanya, something must be there. Whether East or West, whether it is a dicot, whether it may be diametrically opposite. But one thing is certain, all of the people, every religion, every person in the earth, they feel that something they are connecting to something superpower. Somewhere they feel out of the body experience. Some spiritual power is there. And what is it? I proudly say we can call it because our Vedic Sanatana Dharma, we can call he, she or it. Here, when we talk about the science and where philosophy connecting, the Bhraguvalli from the Upanishads of the Taittiriya Upanishads from the Krishna Yajurveda, he goes and asks his guru, his father Varuna, Adiho Brahmeti. The guru says, Tapasa Brahma Vijijñāsava. Go and do tapasya. I will be keep talking Sanskrit because that's how it is. And he just goes and does, and he understands that Annam Brahmeti Vijijñātava. Annam is Brahma. And he feels that no, it's all materialistic body. Anna, it's not Brahma. Again go and ask. Oh, go and do tapasya. Now he says that, oh, prajnanam Brahma, pranam Brahma, oh, prana is Brahma. But vital process enough? No, nothing, something more is there. Manomaya, mano brahmeti vijajnat. Oh, no, that's not enough. Go further. And he says that, oh, vijnanam brahmeti. Oh, why vijnana? Because simple mind, the mentation is not good enough. You need to have a discriminative knowledge that is much beyond simple mentation, hence vijijñāsava, vishishta jnana. He goes further and say, anandam brahmeti. Oh, the ultimate happiness is Brahma. But we are human beings. We can't ask stop questions. He asked, who is this Brahma? Who is deciding all this Brahma? Oh, then he said that, oh, where I am? Parame vyoman vivasthitaha. I am in the Vyoma Akasha of Guhara, Radaya Guhara. I am the Paramatma, I am the Para. And then we go first. Kena Upanishad. The question itself is the Upanishad. Kena. Ask questions.